Farmland is an asset that has held value for thousands of years. Only recently has this investment become trendy. Many people think of farmland as a dull investment, but it has a lot of good qualities that make it a good way to diversify your portfolio. Farmland investments feature steady and consistent returns that actually outpace the S&P 500. It not only helps you spread out your investments, but because it's a physical asset, it also protects you from inflation. Farmland will not be available forever because it is a limited asset class. Meanwhile, crowdfunding platforms and farmland REITs are making it easier than ever to scoop up farmland. Tony Robbins once said that the most successful people leave hints about how to be successful. In other words, individuals can mimic the actions of the ultra-wealthy to build wealth of their own, and farmland isn't a secret to people with a lot of money. In this video, we look at who owns the most farmland in the US. First, Bill Gates is a well-known name. According to Forbes, Gates is currently number 6 on the richest person in the world list. Bill Gates made most of his money, of course, from Microsoft. However, he is also an avid investor in a number of asset classes. He owns about 242,000 acres of farmland in 18 different states right now. We don't know exactly what Gates is doing with his farmland, like if he's growing crops or if some of it's being saved for nature. One of his foundations, on the other hand, works to make farming more sustainable and eco-friendly. Gates kept his farmland purchases private, but it was recently revealed that he has amassed enough acreage to be the largest private farmland owner in the country. His largest holdings are in Louisiana, 69,100 acres, Arkansas, 48,000 acres, Nebraska, 20,500 acres. Gates has done more than just buy farmland to help agriculture. In 2010, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gave out $306 million in grants to help small lot farmers in the Sahara Desert in Africa and in South Asia grow crops that produce a lot of food and last for a long time. This foundation has also put money into research and development of so-called super crops that can grow even as the climate changes. Next up, we have Ted Turner, who is famous for starting CNN, but he also owns a lot of farmland. He owns 17 ranches right now, 14 in the western United States and 3 in Argentina. Even though farmland is a big part of his net worth, he has been involved in many other businesses over the years. He also found WTBS and bought the show World Champion Wrestling. He even has ties to the Atlanta Braves baseball team. Ted Turner owns ranches with cattle in Nebraska, Kansas, Montana, South Dakota, New Mexico, as well as Argentina. Turner has made it his mission to help the environment, and he has also promised, like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, to give most of their money to charity when they die. His ranches include more than 45,000 bison. Also, Turner ranches support and promote many innovative environmental projects that work to fight climate change. Some of these things are managing trees to protect forest land, saving water from natural resources, and replanting many native plant species on land that has been developed and lost many native plant species. Next on the list is a couple which has amassed incredible riches mostly through farming. That is Stuart and Linda Resnick. Stuart Resnick was always there when he was needed. He started successful companies like Teleflora, which delivers flowers, and the Franklin Mint Company, which makes coins. In the middle of the 1970s, Stuart took a chance and went with a hunch when he bought 2,500 acres of oranges and lemons in California from a bankrupt company that was selling them quickly and cheaply. After that, he found other land whose owners were eager to sell quickly and for very low prices. Now, the so-called wonderful company that the Resnick started is worth $4.2 billion. On their land, the company makes a long list of high-quality, healthy products like Wonderful Halos mandarins, Wonderful pistachios, Wonderful almonds, Fiji water, and Palm Wonderful 100% pomegranate juice. This couple owns 192,000 acres of farmland in California and Texas, which is a huge amount. Most of the time, mandarins and other citrus fruits, pistachios, almonds, and pomegranates are grown on this land. We also have the Offutt family. In 1960, Ron Offutt and his father started growing potatoes on their family farm. Today, the farm operations are led by Ron's daughter, Christy, who is the company chair. Keith McGovern, who is married to her, is the president of the company right now. Christy is now the company's chair, and Ron is now chairman emeritus. This family owns 190,000 acres of farmland in the North Dakota city of Fargo. They mostly grow potatoes. The family is always looking for ways to protect the environment. They work with research teams at the best colleges in North Dakota and Minnesota Minnesota to plan, build, and develop crops that are good for the environment and keep their high quality. The Offits also own RDO Equipment, which sells and fixes equipment from well-known companies like John Deere for agriculture, construction, environmental, positioning, surveying, and irrigation. Moving on. In their home country of Cuba, the Fanjuls started farming in the middle of the 1800s and grew sugarcane for more than 100 years. But the Cuban Revolution, which put Fidel Castro in charge, put a stop to their successful business. The Fanjul family lost all of their land and money during this time. Alfonso and Pepe Fanjul moved from Cuba to South Florida, where they worked hard to start a new company that grew sugarcane and other row crops. This business used to be called Florida Crystals Corp. and is in the Everglades agricultural land in Florida. On 152,000 acres of farmland in South Florida, this family mostly grows sugarcane. The harvest of today brings 5.9 million tons of sugarcane are grown on 152,000 acres by Florida Crystals. This is used to make 676,000 tons of raw sugar and 30 million gallons of blackstrap molasses. The family owns a sugar refinery, a sugar mill, and a rice mill, but they also own and run the largest biomass power plant in North America. Next is a story about James Boswell II. When Boswell's uncle died at the young age of 29, he left James 50,000 acres in the San Joaquin Valley. Over the next 50 years, Boswell controlled most of the land in California's Central Valley, tripling the amount of land his family owned. He made bold moves to bring much-needed water to the dry land by building dams and diverting rivers to irrigate agriculture. This allowed the farm to grow an enormous crop of cotton, for which they remain a key producer even now. High-end clothing brands like Land's End use Pima cotton to make very soft clothes. Along the way, Boswell started the J.G. Boswell Tomato Company, which sells fresh tomatoes straight from the farm to the table. The company grows tomatoes from seeds, grows them to maturity, harvests them, and oversees processing. In the Central California Valley, they own 150,000 acres of land for farming. Most of the crops are tomatoes and cotton. Finally, we have Galen Lawrence Jr. His father started the Lawrence Group, which he runs as CEO. The Lawrence Group is involved in a very long list of businesses that make money, from commercial real estate to banking to farming. The majority of Lawrence's land is in Illinois, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Missouri. Lawrence owns 115,000 acres across America. On this land, he grows wheat, corn, and fresh vegetables, among other things. The Lawrence Group's agricultural department includes 15,000 acres from California to Florida and other places, especially the Southern Delta, where crops do well. That was all the time we had for today. What's your take on individuals having that much land in the first place? Comment below.